Hello, friends. How are you doing today? Really? How are you? My name is Kirsty, and this is episode 35. I got this one of Is It Expired? We're just gonna keep doing this till I get it right. I am struggling today. I have had a sinus infection for about a week. It's spring, finally. It's the end of May. We're just getting spring here. It's great. And that brings in all the pollen, and I get a sinus infection every year. So I've been very stuffed up. It's just been a week that I haven't been feeling my best. And due to that, I didn't get ready at all last week. So all of the products from week 34 are rolling over into week 35 because I can utilize them with the new products. So they are going to get a little more love, but we are still going to go through them and kind of see where they're at. But with that, here is my disclaimer. Please, don't use expired makeup. I know what the risks can be. You're looking at potential consequences like pink eye or a rash or a breakout. There's things that can happen, and that's why I always say I'm taking that risk for myself, but I don't recommend others do the same. Things can happen. Luckily, at this point, I have not run into any of those consequences, but I'm not saying it's never going to happen, and of course, I will let you know if it does. So moving on, let's see what I pulled for last week, and essentially what's moving on over to this week, and then what I pulled for this week. Let's start with the Lancome Lash Idol Mascara. I got beef with this. I do, and it's just because I only had it for maybe... I think I got it at the end of last year. Like, it came in PR at the end of last year. So let's say 6 months. However, I don't open mascaras until I'm ready to use them. So it's only been open for about 2.5 months. And I feel like it's so dry. There was a beautiful 2-week span from a little too liquidy, like a little too much, to perfect for about 2 weeks. And then it was like, it just dried up so quickly, and I've been fighting with it for almost a month now. And I just think that's too much for me when I have so many other mascaras. My biggest issue is that this is like a $35 mascara, and to not even get 3 full months of use when I don't get ready every day just seems a little silly to me. Maybe I got a dud. I don't know, maybe it had been sitting on shelves before it was sent to me in PR. Who knows? But this is not something I would repurchase, and I'm calling it. I just don't want to fight with it anymore. I have to go in about 4 or 5 times to get the amount of product that I used to be able to get from just one pump. Is that what we're calling it? One pump. So I'm done playing with it. I'm done fighting with it, and we're saying goodbye. Next, this I also got at the end of last year in PR. This is the Lottie London Diamond Bounce Illuminating Powder Highlighter in Golden. It's, a mouthful. This is just a gold sparkle highlight. Due to that, I don't use it as a highlight, but I do like to pop it on top of my eyes as an eyeshadow topper. Love it like that. So I'm going to continue to use it like that for the week. It is really, really pretty in regards to like the shade. It pulls the light beautifully. So as an eyeshadow topper, I think it's stunning. I just don't think it's a good highlight. I think they definitely missed the mark on how they should have promoted this product. Next I have the Clinique Cheek Pop in Heather Pop. This is like 8 or 9 years old. It's so old. But it's gotten a ton of love in my collection throughout the years, and I want to keep using it. I love it. It's a beautiful neutral blush. No complaints. And once I am done using it for this week, it's just going to go right back into my collection because it's just pretty. It's pretty, it's neutral, and it deserves all the love. Last week, this is the Obsessive Compulsive Cosmetics Anti-Feathered Cosmetic Color Pencil in... Oh, anti-feathered. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So this is just a product to keep lips from bleeding. It just wasn't happening. Brain not computing right now. So I did put on a bit of a glossier lip today, and I want to see if this actually keeps everything intact. On the inside, no feathering, no bleeding, no things happening. So I am going to continue to test this and see if that works. Well, then I'm going to keep it. If not, it's going in the bin. It's getting decluttered. But I do want to give it a fair shot because I have like 3 products like this, maybe 4. and I don't use them ever, but I do have a lot of glossier lipsticks that I have noticed start to kind of go into the lines on my skin from my lips. So maybe it's something I should be using, but I gotta figure it out first. So I'm gonna keep using this for the week. We're gonna see what happens. It is old. How old are you? Probably almost 10. Obsessive compulsive cosmetics isn't even a brand anymore. They haven't been in probably like 6 years. So it's old. It's very old. But I don't have any issues, so we're just gonna see if I can use it up. That'd be great. And that was last week. And that's what I mean. Everything is very neutral. Things that I can easily add to other looks. So I'm just gonna keep using those for the week. I know that the blush and the highlight are going right back into my collection after regardless. And if that lip liner works how I want it to work and keeps everything in where it needs to be, I'll keep it, but we'll see. That's not something I'm going to go over again next week because these products have already been in rotation, but that's kind of where I'm at with these particular products. Now let's move on to week 35. All right, week 35. I am like surprised that I haven't gotten more of these, to be completely honest. This is another one of my Shany Cosmetics loose pigments. This is number 37. Okay, I think there's 40. I'm gonna say there's 40. What I like about these versus like the BH glitter ones that I had pulled last week and just decluttered, these are a finer, flakier consistency. So the other ones are like just pure straight glitter, and it's too much for me. It's too chunky. It really just kind of gets everywhere when you're trying to get it on. They definitely like fall into your eyes a lot more, and then that can end up hurting. I find that these ones with a glitter glue, once they're on, they really just stay on, and they're not a chunky glitter. It really just gives you that flakiness that catches the light really beautifully, and I have it just in my inner corners here. So I do really like this. It does look almost very glittery in the package, but it's like a thinner glitter, like it's flaky. So I find that these are easier to utilize even though they're still loose. Once they go on, they really just meld in with the look and stay on. They don't fall all over the place like a glitter kind of does as much, especially those loose glitters. I don't know, just not for me. But these I really do like. Again, I just forget about them and I don't know why, but they're stunning. Like I feel like this catches the light just enough. It's subtle, it's soft, but you know, you turn and you get that little pop of purple. So I'm into that. And I'm gonna keep using this, and I'm gonna try and remember that I have these and go, because they're in pretty much every color. There's 40 shades. I like them. Why am I not using them? This is my life. These are probably almost 10 years old. Time to get some use out of them. My goodness. Am I right? Am I right? All right, let's move on to some color pop. I almost said cover pop. Just, you know, throwing brands together, just mushing them as one. This is the Agave Bloom Creme Shadow. It's just a nude color with a little bit of sparkle in it. I don't think I realized it had sparkle in it when I got it, and honestly, I got it to use as an eyeshadow base, and that's how I use it. So I kind of just use it as like a base or a primer, and put everything on top of it to make whatever I'm putting on top a little more intense. So I've already used this quite a few times prior to this project, and I like it for what it is, and I'm just going to keep using it. This is probably only a 1.5 to 2 years old. Not incredibly old, but it definitely needs a little more love. I was so focused on finishing up a different eye primer that I did finish a few months ago that everything else kind of got neglected. So I'm excited to go in and use all these other primers. Oh, you can't see it, but like this entire area is so red and raw right now, just from the amount that I've been blowing my nose. So I really went in heavy-handed with the skincare before I did my makeup today. So lots of oils, lots of moisture, and it feels a lot better, but I still need to blow my nose, and it's a struggle. I don't want to. This is the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek Highlight in Might Be. I've had this for about 4 years, I think. 3-4 years, somewhere around there. I don't get enough use on this. Like, it's had obviously some use. There's a dent in there, but I don't get enough. And I think, like, it's a little bit dark as a highlight for me. As you can see, like, it's darker. But I kind of use it to I kind of mix it in with my blush to give it a little more glow, I guess is a good way to put it. So I do really like it. It's just too dark as a highlight, and then I forget about it because it's in my highlight drawer, and I'm always like, well, I can't, pop that all over. It's too dark. But if I mix it in with my blush, I find that it gives a matte blush a really beautiful glow and adds just some life to my skin. So that's how I'm going to use this, and that's how I'm going to remember how to use this. And yeah, that's going to be the week. Next, yet another one of these. This is my Stila lip glaze in Persimmon. So this is not one I've used yet, but let's be honest, some of them are starting to look the same. We know the drill. These are 8 or 9 years old. They're old. I want to get some use out of them, so I'm kind of glad they're getting pulled into this project, because these are definitely things I want to use up, get on out of here, and move on to some newer things, for sure. But as of this point, I have no issues with them. They smell fine. The consistency's the same. I don't have any itching when I put them on. No burning. That would be terrifying. These are not plumping. So as of right now, I don't feel a need to declutter these due to the fact that I feel like the product performs exactly the same way as it did 8 years ago, and I'm just trying to use these up and get them out of my life. Unfortunately, there's like 14 of them, so it's going to take some time, but we're working on it. And last, speaking of, man, a lot of this stuff is very old this week. This is 8 or 9 years old. This is the Too Faced Little Black Book of Bronzers. I do love this, though. But Too Faced came out with this years and years and years ago, and it was on my wish list for a very, very long time before my collection had obviously gotten to the point where it's at now, where I have 70 other bronzers. This I really, really wanted because I love the Too Faced formula, and I wanted to have all the options. So eventually I did end up getting it when I worked at Sephora, and it has a lot of love. This one here does have a pan. I'm getting pretty close on a couple other ones. So it's had a lot of love in its life, and it just needs more. I'd love to be able to hit pan on a few more of these. That would be fantastic. It's not going to happen this week, but at least I can see that it's something I have grabbed in the past. It's gotten some use, and it's going to be a fun week because I have a lot of options, which is super cool. It's not just one product over and over again. I can kind of dip into a few. I can mix and match. I can do some fun things. So I've always really liked this product, and I've used it a lot throughout the years. Again, no issues. It's very old, but it's still very beautiful. I'm pretty sure I have either a brush hair or a dog hair just lodged right up my nose, and it's making me just lose my mind a little bit. It's so itchy. It might also just be dry skin. It's very possible. I'm having that kind of week here. But excited to keep using this. Excited that it's options and not just like one product. It's kind of neat to be able to do that. So I love this. This is going to stay in my life until I can either visually see that it's gone off, or something is weird about the consistency, or the pigments just aren't pigmenting anymore. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going in and I feel like I'm just getting powder all over the place and nothing is showing up on my skin, that's not the case yet. So we're going to have fun with this week. And that's it. That's all. That's everything. I am just a mess. We're not even going to go with hot mess. We're just a mess today. And I know what a mess my hair is. I bought the bleach and the developer and the toner probably like a month and a half ago, and I just haven't had the time or the energy to fix my hair, to do my roots. I have it all, and I'm hoping that I can do it tomorrow, but we'll see. I do have a couple days off in a couple weeks, so it might be then. You might be stuck with these roots for another episode or two, but it's here. I know it's not really appealing. It just needs, I just need the time and the energy and the effort, because as of right now, everything has been chaos, and my life has just been revolving around spring chores. Spring cleaning, it is what it is, and focusing on myself has kind of been put on the back burner. So It is what it is. I will get there, I promise. But have yourselves a wonderful day, evening, weekend, journey, and I will see you all next time.